I, Violet Brown, have been with Albert Patterson for 10 years. I said to him, Albert, I'm pregnant. The files in his hand dropped, and he frowned unhappily. Albert said, Stop joking. You should know this is a critical moment for my company's IPO. I don't plan to have kids. I said, It's okay. Your career is important then. I smiled gently. Albert didn't understand what I meant. I'm pregnant, but he's not the father of my child. Albert's eyes no longer held their usual gentleness. Only impatience remained. It's like I'm some kind of troublesome burden. Seeing me stand still, he seemed to realize his words were a bit too harsh. He coughed and adjusted his tone. Albert said, You know, if I don't have a stable career, how can I give you a good life? Be reasonable. We can't keep this child. Besides, your health isn't great to begin with. Maybe if you jump around, run a bit, or take a cold shower, the child will be gone. I stood there in disbelief. I knew he was heartless. But I never thought he could be this cruel. This is a life. How can it sound like trash he can throw away any time? I asked. Can you spare some time to go to the hospital with me? My heart ached deeply, but I still held on to a glimmer of hope. He impatiently slammed the files on the table. Albert said, Violet, I think I've made myself clear. I'm very busy. Handle this trivial matter on your own, and don't come to me. Saying that, he picked up the phone on the table and transferred some money to me. Albert said, This is for nutrition. I stared blankly at the five-figure amount on my phone. The bag he casually bought for Esm Black cost far more than this amount. So, in his heart, my child is just this worthless. At this moment, a woman's voice rang out, Albert, why are you so angry? While we were at a stalemate, Esm pushed the door open and walked in. She walked behind Albert and gently squeezed his shoulders. The two of them completely treated me, the legitimate girlfriend. As part of their flirting, all the changes started 2 years ago. That day, Albert was in a meeting when he suddenly took a call and left in a hurry. Later, I found out that day, Esm, whom he had always kept in his heart, returned to the country. Of course, he had to drop everything to pick her up. At first, I didn't take it to heart until Esm became the company's vice president. I went crazy questioning Albert about their relationship, but he just impatiently explained that they were only friends. I believed him, however. A week later, they walked into a hotel hand in hand under the pretense of a business trip. Since then, Albert rarely stayed at home, at the company. They were even more blatant, going to and leaving work together every day. Everyone at the company thought they were the real couple. I coldly said, I didn't expect Ms. Black's habit of getting cozy with other men hasn't changed. Esm's face instantly turned red, and tears welled up in her eyes. It was as if she had been wronged. I coldly said, I didn't expect Ms. Black's habit of getting cozy with other men hasn't changed. Esm's face instantly turned red, and tears welled up in her eyes. It was as if she had been wronged. Sure enough, Albert's face turned grim. Albert said, How can you talk like that? This company owes a lot to Esm's help, otherwise, how could you afford such a good life? Instead of thanking her, you dared to talk back to her. I couldn't help but laugh, thinking, thanks to her,